Hello, welcome to An American Update. I'm your host, Edgar Montoya. It is Monday, November 22nd. That's at the time I'm doing this video, November 22nd, 2021. That date has a special significance to, at least to us baby boomers. Well, I was only 11 months old when it happened, but I should say not so much baby boomer as history buff, presidential history buff especially. This day, November 22, you mention it to anybody close to my age or older, especially people older. The one thing that comes to their mind about what happened this day, something very tragic. It was the end of the life of this man right here. It was President John F. Kennedy. On November 22nd, 1963, he was cut down by an assassin's bullet in Dallas. This is a magazine, an issue of Life. Some of you are saying, you baby boomers, or not baby boomers, but millennials today and Generation X are saying, Life? What's that? I've never seen this magazine before. It's been a while since I've seen Life on a magazine stand. I think every now and then, like every few years, they come up with a special edition for something. It used to be a weekly. And this was the magazine. This was the issue that came out in the days following the death of President Kennedy. I've had it all this time, so as of today, it is 58 years since this magazine, this issue came out. And he was president when I was born. I was 11 months old when he was assassinated in November of 1963. And I'm a Republican. You probably know by now if you've seen my other videos. I'm a conservative. But when it comes to, at least to Democrat presidents, I have a feeling, I always say Kennedy was the only good Democrat president. Not to argue, not to fight with people. There have been some good Democrats. But that's part of what I want to talk about today. The legacy of John F. Kennedy, the question and title of this video is about Kennedy today, if he were around in these times as president, or as a senator from Massachusetts. Would he still have been a Democrat? Or would he be a Republican? And I've heard that question posed more than once. Would Kennedy be a Republican today? Well, there's grounds for that. He was strong on military defense, which is a Republican, tends to be a Republican thing. He was a pro-business, pro-small employee as well. He believed in good tax cuts to stimulate the economy. He was, in the pro-Roe versus Wade days, he was anti-abortion. Heard it asked more than once, would he be a Republican today? Where am I going with this? Well, I guess not to fight. It's not really a Democrat versus Republican or conservative versus liberal thing. Now, God knows we've had a lot of that. It's just food for thought, and it makes me wonder, the Democrat Party, and I've had Democrat friends through the years, can't help but think, but wonder what happened. Where's the Democrat Party going? Pardon me, wet my lips. Well, coffee time. I like to call this Coffee Time with Edgar, American Update Coffee Time. But where's it going? What happened? Because today's Democrat Party, it's not the party, as I heard many people say, this is no longer the party of JFK. It's no longer your father's Democrat Party. It's beyond liberal. It's what we call strongly liberal, ultra-liberal. It's now, as many people call it leftist. We talk about the left today more than we talk about the Democrat Party. What would Kennedy say about this today? What would he say about this opposition? About the selflessness and this will to do for your government. As he said on the day he was inaugurated president, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. In conversation with somebody some months ago discussing that point, I said if Kennedy said that in a speech today, he would get quiet indifference at best. He'd get booed at worst by some people. There would be maybe some boos in a crowd. Or if not boos, there are people who would say, oh, well, they might applaud politely, but they wouldn't believe it. I don't think they really believe it anymore. But the problem, it is a two-party problem, I will say this. We Democrats and Republicans, we used to call each other the loyal opposition. There was the idea that traditionally a party that was out of power. They may oppose you hammer and tongs, may fight you hard, and they were polite. And at the end of the day, many Democrats and Republicans were friends. Okay, they got along. They knew where to draw a line. Today, there's a level of uncivility, of a lack of civility, and a crudeness that is unbelievable. Well, there was that sense that okay, but we're still working for the same aims. We still believe for the benefit of the people. It's a government, as Lincoln said, of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we work for their best, for their well-being, for, as Jefferson wrote in the Declaration of Independence, the pursuit of happiness. And it's something that, well, what happened along the way? What happened? How did we get so divided? Bipartisanship doesn't exist anymore. There was a bipartisanship that Kennedy believed in. There was a book written years ago by, I think it was Chris Matthews, talking about the relationship, above all, the relationship between President Reagan, a Republican, and the Democrat Speaker of the House at the time, Tip O'Neill. And I think the title of the book, if I remember right, was When Politics Worked. Bill Clinton in the 94, I believe it was the 94 midterms, it was a good year for the Republicans. They won big. They won very big. And that was the year that swept in the Republicans in the House. And then Newt Gingrich, the famed Republican, brought him into the speakership, became the new Speaker of the House. And President Clinton, to his credit, he found he had to work. He had to work with Newt Gingrich, with the Republicans. And Kennedy, I think Kennedy would have approved of Tip O'Neill working well with Reagan, of President Clinton working well with Newt Gingrich. They believed in each other. Today, loyal opposition, during the 4 years of President Trump, it was just hammer and tongs, fighting Trump, fighting us conservatives, just going after us brutally. They wouldn't work with us. They wouldn't work with us. And now the Republicans, now that Joe Biden is in, the Democrats have the House, they have the Senate. The Republicans know with where it seems the country is going, where the Democrats want to take us, that the Republicans can't work with the Democrats. The Democrats didn't want to with Trump. The Republicans couldn't, can't with Joe Biden. A few quotes by President Kennedy here, when I was searching for them a little earlier, something concerning politics, concerning this issue that I'm touching on today. Concerning free speech, JFK said, "We are not afraid to entrust the American people with unpleasant facts, foreign ideas, alien philosophies, and competitive values. For a nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people." Another quote by him, he said, "Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democrat answer, but let us seek the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame of the past." This is key. Today with CRT and blaming the past on white people or who have you, or slave owners, the founding fathers, he said, do not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future. To that I say amen. Too many great things spoken in the past by Democrats and Republicans that are forgotten today. People brush it aside. As I mentioned, ask not what your country can do for you. Today, it wouldn't ring a bell. Today, people would shrug that off, unfortunately. One more quote by JFK. "Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought." You have to think. We have to really think about, okay, we have an opinion, but stop and think about our thoughts, about the thoughts of those who have dissenting opinions. Think about it, analyze it. Where are they coming from? It's time for Democrats to understand that conservatives, many people that they call just disregarded as flyover country, as President Obama called them gun-toting yahoos, or like Bible thumpers, gun owners. Where are we going? Where are we going? To return to the days when there was indeed some bipartisanship. That term doesn't mean anything anymore. Now we're very galvanized, we're very polarized, and there's no talking. Those days of JFK that were called romantically by some the days of Camelot. Don't ever be from the play of I forgot the name of the play now, but his famous Richard Harris musical. Don't let it be forgot that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot. Maybe that time of Republicans, Democrats working together well was a time of Camelot. It's a time of America. And we lost America. And JFK would have said, many people said during President Trump's time, when were we great? What was great about America? John F. Kennedy, a Democrat, would have said, we are great. We are a great nation. It takes time to explain maybe why, how. Maybe it's nuanced. But we have flaws. We are a flawed nation. We built walls maybe to keep people out, but we've never had to build a wall to keep our people in. And John F. Kennedy said that, speaking at the Berlin Wall in June of 1963. So much that we lament now. So much of the time that, what would JFK say today? I wonder if he were president today. I wonder if like Reagan were president today. We need a precedent again. Thanks for watching. Love your opinions and your likes. What do you think about this? What about, interesting question, JFK, would he have been a Republican today? Think about that seriously. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.